Hello, fellow gamers. Welcome to the hunt. My name is Sam, and I'm back for another video guide for Press Start Gaming for the game of Hunt Showdown, a world set back in the year 1896, where a mysterious entity only known as the Sculptor has spread the corruption, a black, viscous form that, when introduced to the system, corrupts and reshapes both humans and animals. The objective of the game is to kill monsters, specifically in the game Bounty Hunt, where you can enter alone or with two other players to go in, kill the boss monster, get the bounty, and extract from the map. In your way, there will be 9 other hunters who are dead set in getting the bounty as well. Keep your eyes and ears open for them, as well as for other monsters roaming the map who can take you out before you even reach your objective. So stick around, Hunter, and we'll give you some general tips to make your progress more fun and enjoyable. Tip number 1, Mode Sole Survivor. As with any shooter-looter, you lose your character when it is killed in a match. But the game gives you until level 11 to play with your first character to give you a chance to get some hunt dollars and experience. Even after you lose that character, sooner or later, don't get discouraged, as the game gives you 3 free options of hunters to choose in the Hunter tab in the main menu every time you finish a match. Unlike other games where you go in guns blazing, this game is slow and methodical. And if you're unfamiliar with what your guns or equipment can do, your play can end without you doing anything but run around the map and die with the first group of hunters you encounter. As such, I recommend playing the tutorial first, and then the game mode Sole Survivor. Matches last 15 minutes or less, and it's a great way to get used to the controls, weapons, and gameplay without having to wait a long time to get into matches while getting used to fighting other players. Afterwards, you can try out one trial to get used to Bounty Hunt without worrying about other players. But the main game is Bounty Hunt, so don't waste all your free levels on the other modes and start playing this as soon as possible when you feel confident enough. Number 2, practice with your aim. A lot of shooters nowadays provide you with guns that shoot huge amounts of bullets, making aiming not much of a worry. In this game, knowing how to aim your gun and get your shot is absolutely crucial. One well-aimed shot to your head can swiftly end your match and make you lose your character. Some guns shoot faster than others have bigger clips than others, some are better used at close range, while others are best for long-range fights. Gunplay is an integral part of the game, and you must familiarize yourself with what your equipment can and can't do. If you want to be decent at this game, you must practice with your aim first. Luckily, there is a shooting range available from the main menu where you can practice later on when you want to get better with specific weapons and items. Number 3, your starting weapons. This game has been out for a while, so there are many weapons to choose from. Since you're starting at the beginning, you'll only have access to a select number of weapons. This doesn't mean that they're bad starter weapons, but as you play and level up, you'll get access to weapons with bigger clips and even bullets that can inflict status effects like poison and fire, and some bullets that might even do explosive damage. It is a lot to take in first time, but as your starting off point, equip a weapon for close range fighting like pistols or a shotgun, with one weapon for long distance engagements like repeating rifles or single shot snipers. The more you unlock, the more access you'll get to different playstyles. Silent and deadly with a bow, classic Wild West pistol shooter, close and personal with katanas or swords, among many, many other playstyles. There is a playstyle for everyone, so don't be afraid to try out new weapons and find new favorites. You can even try out weapons from fallen hunters in-game and extract with them as well, so don't be afraid to give them a try. Number 4, equipment and miscellaneous items. Another important aspect to your hunter is the equipment that you bring in with you. There is a wide assortment of throwable items, explosives, traps, and healing items available to choose from. As with the guns, the more you play, the more you unlock bigger and better versions of your starter items. A good start with your equipment load is one knife to help you save up on ammo with small enemies, first aid kit, your standard healing item, an explosive, any will do for now, and a placeable trap. You get 8 slots, so that leaves you with 4 spaces to take anything else that you think might be useful to you. You can't prepare for everything, so don't worry about making the best item loadout. Just take the items that you think will aid you the most. Time and experience will then let you know what items work for you best after a while. Also very important, equipment can only be replenished by specific item boxes found in caravans and other random places around the map, so don't waste your items before getting to the main fight if possible. Number 5, stealth is your friend. As stated earlier, Hound Showdown is a slow game. Shooting everything in sight is the fastest way for another group of hunters to zero in on your location and take you out without you ever knowing they were there to begin with. Sound is a big part of the gameplay as well. You can receive audio cues from other hunters when they're going up ladders, walking on planks, treading through water, changing equipment, and even the crunch of their boots as they walk on gravel. Use these cues to determine the position of your enemy and to minimize your noise as much as possible. As you level up, you'll be able to get traits that minimize these sounds and more. Do your best to avoid things like groups of birds, pens with dogs or chickens, glass on the floor, among other hazards, as they will provide audio cues to the other hunters of your location. Crouching doesn't eliminate all sound either, so only crouch when you have the element of surprise on your side, not when you're fighting a hunter directly or when you know an enemy has you in their sights, without a wall or object to take cover behind. This reduces your movement speed considerably, so don't crouch if you can help it. Don't ignore creaking floorboards or light footsteps, as it is the fastest way to get killed if you're not paying attention. You can even use sounds to your advantage as well by using decoys, explosives, or thrown items to distract enemy hunters from your position. As long as you pay attention to sound cues, you should be able to put up a fight. Use a good headset to take full advantage of this. Number 6, extracting your character. As a looter game, part of the objective is to kill the boss monster and escape with the bounty. But the primary objective is to survive with your character and extract. As such, it is not necessary to kill the boss to do so. If you are in a stalemate with an enemy squad with your ammo low and you are the last one of your squad with no way to get them without dying, leave the area and hunker down. Enemies will usually leave the area quick on their way to get to the boss monster or to extract with a bounty as fast as possible. If your enemies light your allies on fire, it's a good indication that they're watching their bodies, and at that point, extract yourself. You want to level up your character and bloodlines as fast as possible, and every player goes in fully knowing they might lose their character. You still get experience points from all the other minor monsters you kill along the way, collecting clues, doing damage to hunters, and more. But you can't get more perks for your character if it's killed. When your character gets to a high level, you have the option to retire the character. You get a lot of hunter bucks, experience points, and you go up in bloodline levels as well. Since you're starting in the game, I recommend taking this option as it helps you level up faster, and you still get some points to use on another hunter so that you don't go in with random perks. Number 7, traits are important. Every time you extract with your hunter, you accumulate skill points which are used to apply new traits to your hunter. Most hunters begin with 3 random traits, which you can sell off to get new traits of your choosing. These same points are used to recover health chunks from your hunter, as any health chunks that you lose during the match are not replenished automatically. If you have to choose between a trait and getting health back, choose the health. Some traits provide general perks like expending less stamina to run for longer, reduce noise while selecting equipment, among others that make moving around the map a lot easier. Most other traits work well with specific builds for bows, guns, or rifles that can reduce reload time, give you faster rate of fire, and more, while other traits are more support-oriented, helping you revive allies from a distance or giving your ally full health when you bring them back. And as with everything else, you need to level up your character to gradually gain access to these perks. Finally, in the map, you get access to pledge traits that are found in pledged posts. At these posts, you'll be able to replenish ammo, health, and equipment, and have the option to accept one pledge pact, out of 3 options usually. Once you accept one, you are locked out of the other 2, and you gain access to specific benefits associated with that pledge. You can switch out once you select with that specific hunter you're using. The Pipe of Pledge and its effects will change per season. You can look up its effects in the details section of the Battle Pass. No purchase necessary to read the info. Number 8. Damage effects. There are 3 types of effects that can be inflicted on your hunter that will continue to deal damage to your health bar until you stop it by keeping pressed the square button or other action button. If you let it go too soon, you'll have to keep it pressed from the beginning, and you cannot defend yourself while in the middle of this action. Whenever you're inflicted with a fire or bleeding effect, make sure you are out of enemy sight and in cover if possible before pressing the button to stop the damage. You need to do this quick, as it can burn up or bleed out your health pretty quickly if you don't stop it. Many items and weapons can inflict the burning status on you, causing you to burn off chunks of your health, effectively reducing your maximum health. If this happens, you can heal those burned up chunks back only in the main menu with your experience points, if you are able to extract with the character. If you die because of that burning, you cannot be revived. It's one of the more annoying effects in-game, so don't waste your time and keep that button pressed quickly to negate the burning as quick as possible. Poison can be inflicted by weapons, equipment items, and even some monsters in the map. It inflicts a little bit of damage, but its main role is to prevent you from healing for a couple of minutes. This effect can take a little bit of time to wear off, and the effect can last longer if you get hit again. The antidote shot is the quickest way to cure your poison and gives you immunity from the status effect for a good amount of time. Bleeding can be inflicted by piercing attacks from melee weapons, special bullets that can inflict the status on you, and explosive damage. This is one that's not as annoying, as you can heal yourself back up, but it can prove quite effective when you're being rushed by an enemy squad and are forced to defend yourself while you see your health bar ticking away. Number 9. Leveling up. There are 2 things you need to level up in the game: your individual hunter's level and the bloodline level. Every time you finish a match, you make progress on both of these. You don't lose bloodline experience, only the progress you make on a specific hunter when it dies in match. As the bloodline level goes up, you'll be able to unlock new weapons, items, and traits, so even if you lose your hunter in match, your bloodline level will keep going up regardless. To level up your hunter, you gain experience points by discovering monster clues, killing regular monsters, boss monsters, killing other hunters, getting bounties, and successfully extracting said hunter. There are also various items that you can find in the map to help you level up as well. Envelopes and posters that can help you gain extra hunter and bloodline experience. You can retire a hunter when you reach level 25 with him or her, or level 50 if you're lucky. The higher the level of the hunter you retire, the more blood points you get towards leveling up your bloodline level, as well as some hunter dollars. At least at the beginning, I'd suggest retiring your hunter at level 25 until you get more experience and can reliably reach level 50 to make the level up process faster. To unlock weapons or equipment items, there are certain requirements that you need to complete in order to unlock them, which you can see in the Arsenal tab in the main menu, as well as the progress you've made. Item requisites usually involve just using the item a certain number of times, regardless if you get a kill or not, while weapons usually require you to get a certain number of kills by hunters or regular monsters to unlock the next weapon in the tier. If you kill a hunter, you have the option of switching your weapon for theirs, which can give you earlier access to some weapons. But if you die before meeting the requirements of the unlock, you lose the weapon, but not the progress you've made. In map as well, you can find blueprints, which can unlock 3 random unlocks from any weapon you have, while the oil can unlock the next tier in the weapon family you have currently equipped. These items in map are rare though, so the chances of finding them are pretty low, so don't rely on these items to help you so much. Number 10, in-game tactics. The second you start the match, you need to start collecting clues to the monster's whereabouts using your dark side, which is explained in the tutorial. Most times though, some hunters will stumble onto the boss monster's location before all the clues are collected, which you will either be able to hear by all the gunfire as they fight the monster, or by seeing the monster's health start going down. Most of the monsters you find rambling about can be taken out easily with one hit with a melee weapon, with the exception of armored husks, the water worms, the big hulking fat slobs called meatheads, and the emulator who bursts into fire if you don't hit it with a blunt weapon. Using your knife to take care of the lesser monsters will help you preserve valuable ammo, as you do not know at which point you will bump into other hunters. But the closer you get to the boss monster's location, you are guaranteed to have an altercation with other hunters. If the enemy team is able to kill the monster before yours and is waiting on the bounty to generate, best strategy is to work with the strengths of your team's loadout. If your team favors sniping, then use that to your advantage and place yourself at a distance where you can have a look from any angle on the building that the enemy team has hunkered down in. You can try to go into the building as the enemy hunters wait inside, but that can be a daunting task if they have put in all kinds of traps that slow your progress or reveal your presence to them. If you do decide to go in, do it before the bounty generates, because otherwise the enemy team will be able to see all of you clearly in dark side, blowing your cover anyways. And there you have it, our guide on Hunt Showdown Basics. This game can be a bit of a challenge at first, but it is a lot of fun to play once you get the hang of it. So learn as you play, level up, and have fun with the game. There's no hurry with it. Does this seem like a fun game to you? Comment down below and recommend some other games you'd like to see a general guide on. I may or may not take some suggestions for a future gaming video. And as always, thanks for watching.